told y'all. Bad Mike told you time and time again.
He really touched people's lives.
Shut up, goddammit. I ain't asked you shit.
Yeah.
Phone got a life of his own. All right, so this is not gonna be a pleasant show, so y'all just go ahead and get used to that. You son of a bitches that got a problem with it, hit that unsubscribe button. Continue to tell your friends that we, the Unholy Alliance, AFN, aka the heavy hitters, don't give a flying fuck what you say. So fly away. With that being said, there's been a lot of news surrounding this guy that we have on the screen. And I wish you some bitches in this chat right now. I hope you are really the same people that has so much to say about Kyle Pitts. I really hope that y'all keep that same energy because we told you so. God dang it, we told you so. And right now we got to tell you again, all right? This is why you got to be patient. All right, but let me kind of give you guys a snippet of why we're saying this because there's been quite a few people that's been at training camp. And a lot of these people have pretty much stated that Kyle Pitts looked like a fucking animal out there. So you're not hearing any of the, oh, he's such a lazy bum. He can't run routes. And if you find me on goddamn Instagram, I told y'all I'm gonna be able to put these clips that I can't put on YouTube on Instagram. So I don't know what you doing with your life. Follow Man Mike and a tactician on Instagram. Follow us on there. Okay, but this is what we got to say about these people, and I'm talking about these are some of our favorite content creators saying that Kyle Pitts looks like a fucking animal with Michael Penix. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We tried to tell you. Give this guy time. We tried to tell you, get him with a quarterback. This is fucking proof again. You put this man with a talented quarterback and you see what he can do. It's freaking amazing. But let us hear for a brief second before we get to our brother Juan on this. All right, let's hear what Kyle Pitts has to say about you haters, okay?
You have said in the past that you don't ever really focus on outside noise or critics or anything like that, but you're human, you see things. How easy or difficult is it for you to turn it completely off and ignore it?
I don't read that rat poison. I don't get on Twitter and listen to the bots who can't come out here in 90-degree weather and come do what we do. So I don't really read into it. Obviously, I'm human, but I don't read into that. I don't pay any mind.
I tell y'all, boy, y'all know how aggression. Me, I love aggression. I love when people had enough of the bullshit. I love when my players and my coaches have that fucking attitude. So to see Kyle fired up like this, and he's calling you, motherfucking tweeting son, bitches. He calling y'all bots. Ain't that something that you can't come in 90-degree weather and come out here and do what they do? One, take it.
What's up, pumpkin and pumpkinettes? So you're bots now. you can't come out here at 90-degree weather and do what we do. Oh, we know. Twitter land. Let me give you some advice. Take your bottom lip and marry it to your top lip and shut the fuck up in holy matrimony. Because all of you with this, keep that same energy from private potato head all the way down to three little farts. You're looking at this man. And for the goofball on Twitter that wants to try to convince me that Kyle's not good because you don't like him, what's my favorite saying, Mike? Sew your eyelids shut with barbed wire. You don't have to watch. Kyle Pitts don't even care. We don't care. So why are you trying to make us care. Here's what you're gonna do. We told y'all he's had 6 quarterbacks, and number 6 is going to take him to the next level. Why? Because he gives a damn about him. He just said at the end of last season, I'm going to make sure I got Kyle Pitts the ball. We're going to do better. How about he shows a video after he exclaims to you guys, hey, I'm taking my offense with me. We're going to practice. He got in the press conference today and said, since we got Kyle Pitts the ball, everybody laughs. And then he says, it's going to be more of that. But he's lazy. He's dealt with 6 quarterbacks, a knee injury, and a host of other foolishness going on that we all know about. But y'all wanted to trade him. So what's the excuse now? And then I tell people, you practice how you play. Oh, it's just training camp. Really? Really? When y'all are over here praising people like nail polish for getting their ass sat down in training camp?
Funny.
You know what? Go suck a diaper shake.
Wow, not a diaper shake. So you got piss, boo boo, and all types of shit with the diaper material. That's what you're talking about.
They consider that protein, Mike. They consider that unadulterated protein.
Yeesh.
See,
not that.
See, this is the problem. We do research, then we give a cognitive explanation, and then we sit back and wait while the rest of y'all try to arrange your feelings like living room furniture. And the reason why we're so confident in what we're saying is because Kyle Pitts had a breakout year with an experienced Hall of Fame quarterback. So if all of his lumps and bumps in between Matt Ryan and Mike Penix is y'all justification, look at the quarterbacks that have been stewarding the ball during that time. And you tell me if you would have had the same problems if you were in Pitts' body. Mind you now, he still kept the tight end numbers. So it leaves me to believe, and one that would have cognitive function to believe, it was the quarterbacks that he was playing with that did him no justice. Because once again, tight ends don't throw the ball to themselves. Goofballs.
So I'm gonna get this question real quick. I really hate how this thing is set up. Hold on. Let me just go back real quick. But yeah, there's a question here, and from Tank, and he asks, would y'all consider this a breakout season for Kyle Pitts? This if even though he's had a great season his rookie year? Absolutely not. You can't say this is a breakout season when he's had breakout games the entire time coming back from injury. Go back and look at that Bucks game. The dude was on fucking fire. When the quarterback is on point, when the quarterback is doing what they doing, one of the major parts of it, like this dude, I think he had like on tight end day, he had like 2 touchdowns or something like that. So my thing is, this has nothing to do with whether or not he's having a breakout. It's about consistency within the organization in itself. And a lot of times the best players get the blunt of the blame when you have a great coaching, you have a great team put together, or at least a good team put together. You start to point the finger at the superstars and say, all right, who are the star players on it? Is it Kyle Pitts? Is it Bijan Robinson? Is it Kirk Cousins for this point, or is it Drake London's problem? And to be honest, at the end of the day, out of those 4 guys, the first thing you're going to point to is Kyle Pitts, because he allegedly isn't living up to the hype, and he's putting up consistent numbers. And people, and let's be honest about this, people don't care about the excuses of him having to come back from a knee injury. They don't care about the fact that Matt Ryan, the Hall of Famer, is no longer with the team. They don't care about this guy this has been his 6th quarterback in his career in his 4 years. You don't want to talk. They don't care about that. So it is what I consider this a breakout season. Hell no, because we've seen games where Kyle Pitts, when he gets targeted, that this dude can make the plays. I mean, what more do you need? You saw Mike Penix when he became the quarterback, he instantly became one of his main targets. And then we're seeing in training camp, the fans are jumping up. They jumping for joy. That's not Mike saying this. These are fans of the fucking game when they went to see him at training camp and say, God damn, Kyle Pitts looking good.
Yeah.
Not just my opinion.
But see, it's to answer your question, Tank, it's a continuation. And the evidence is proof. He started out with, like I said, a Hall of Fame quarterback. He did good. That's when he got us 1,000 yards. Now, he's been up and down because he's had up and down inconsistent quarterbacks. Also, here's what y'all got to understand about the offense. When you have a good quarterback that actually builds relationships with his weapons, it makes the job of the OC a lot easier because now Zach Robinson can open up. You heard Mike Penix. If y'all listen to his press conference, he'll tell you. He said, man, coach, don't worry about that. Open it up. Give me everything in the playbook. Let me get it. That's letting you know right then and there. He's confident enough to know I can lead my offenses. So guess what? That makes it easier for him to give plays that normally Kyle Pitts would be held back from because they're not comfortable enough to say, okay, this quarterback has this kind of relationship with this dude. We can give him plays that's going to work for the both of them. They've been working on plays that works for Pitts and Penix the whole offseason because Penix is already confident. They already know Penix is about business. So it's just easy as, okay, we're going to try this play, see how y'all like it. We're going to try this play, see how y'all like it. And I told somebody on Twitter, any team and any athlete and any coach will tell you how you practice is how you play. You should practice hard. You should practice harder than you play so that when you get on the field, it's second nature. It's easy. Playing a game should be the easiest thing you do. And this is what we say when people don't pay attention and don't do their homework. When Mike Penix said to y'all verbally that he's going to make sure he gets the ball to Pitts, guess what that means? I got to go to work. Me and Pitts got to go to work. Did y'all catch that little snippet video where all of them were on the field? They weren't in uniform. I don't know if they were at Flowery Branch because I couldn't really see the location based on the angles, but they were throwing the ball to each other. It was, not Ray McLeod, but the one that just got hurt in practice today. Darnell Mooney. It was Darnell Mooney. It was Mike Penix, and it was Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts walked up. He said something in the video. You seen him catching the ball. That's him getting on par with his guys. So then when they get into training camp is just the second level of it. By the time they get on the field, that's going to be second nature. You're going to see corners and safeties getting burnt. Why? Because Penix and Pitt's going to already have it to where Penix going to throw it to a spot, Pitt's going to be there. And that's what y'all need to see.
And the great part about having a quarterback that isn't afraid, and I think this is the most exciting part about Kyle Pitts and this Atlanta Falcons offense. Michael Penix, Drake London. Well, this dude is not afraid to get that ball to them. Like, he's going to get it there. I think that's the thing right there. When you have a quarterback that isn't confident in his ability for whatever reason, whether it be his injuries or just the lack of confidence, because he's had a host of bad games where you're throwing a couple interceptions, just bad, rough games. The thing that I like about this with Penix, man, is just one of the things I saw with Matt Ryan. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to, but Kyle Pitts likes to do his damage in the middle of the field to the left side of the offense. I've been really paying close attention. Even that pass in training camp, he caught that pass. It was almost identical to the pass where Matt Ryan threw to him. I believe it was a Buffalo game where he caught the ball with his left hand. He caught the ball with his left hand, but it was almost identical to that play with Matt Ryan. So keep a close eye on the chemistry with Kyle Pitts and Michael Penix coming off the left side of the offense, the right side of the defense. They're going to make a lot of plays. Well, it's going to be interesting because I believe personally the Falcons are going to have one, they're going to have Drake London lined up in the slot a lot, but they're going to use Darnell Mooney to kind of he and Ray McLeod use those guys as the deep play receivers. But I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a lot, and I mean a lot of big opportunity to make plays in this offense. What do you think about it?
What did you say? You said last season if the Falcons are going to make a deep playoff run, they're going to have to utilize Kyle Pitts. And it came 9 months after you said it.
Yeah.
But what I want people to hone in on, for the people out there that have an issue with him blocking, let me remind you something. Kyle Pitts is a problem for two reasons. Not only is he getting better at his route running, he's getting more comfortable with his quarterback. He's still that clear out guy. Kyle Pitts does a lot of his, and I'm glad you mentioned the left side of the field. Kyle Pitts does a lot of his damage on offense on the left side of the field when it comes to clearing out space for other receivers. This is the reason why Ray McLeod could go across the middle so comfortably. Even though Kirk Cousins was rolling a 7-10 split most of the time, and Ray McGoof had to dive down to get it. You got to think. You got a quarterback now that's going to throw it up. So Ray McLeod and them going to have to learn how to jump and look up to catch the ball. But Kyle can still draw off those defenders, especially in the run game, so that he opens up the field. Now imagine this, and I've said this. You got another tight end and you got another wide receiver. Those are rookies. Now what you can do is, because I'm going to tell you right now, Joshua Simon, he's a freight train like Kyle Pitts. So let's just say if he makes a big play in the game and you got Kyle Pitts on the right side of the field, you got Joshua Simon on the left. Say they want to do it like a two tight end set like Arthur Smith would like to do. Let's just say that young man makes a big play. Guess what? Mike Penix got a direct line to Kyle Pitts, because just like when Kyle was standing in the end zone in that game with Kirk Cousins, he threw on the ball, he caught a touchdown, not even moving. And defensive coordinators don't want that. They're definitely afraid of that. So this is what I'm saying. By Kyle Pitts being a focal point with Mike Penix, you're leaving these young guys open to make big plays. And then the defensive coordinators got to switch pace. So yes, he's a double threat, because not only he can clear out, now he can catch, and he gonna truck whoever he's in front of. And if you're trying to catch him, that's not gonna go well.
And I think that's the focus. When you look at this offense, is that Kyle Pitts is one of those guys. If you get him going, it's kind of hard to kind of slow him down. Like I, if I'm not mistaken, going back to the game where he got injured, he was going off for a minute, and then they end up, hitting him low, and it kind of,
slowed him down.
It slowed him down, and he was out for quite a few weeks because of the torn MCL, I believe it was. But those are the things that you have to do with a big target like that. It's not just solely because of his athleticism. Like, the athletic ability is one thing, but when you have a guy that runs at 6'6" and he runs a 4.4, it's kind of hard to get a hold of a guy that's 6'6", 250 pounds, man, and run like a fucking wide receiver. That's hard to deal with, okay? You can't just it's hard to deal with a guy that big. And I think that's the thing with this Atlanta Falcons offense. It's going to take this offense to a whole new level, because you got this dude is a problem. Like, Kyle Pitts is a problem physically. I don't think people realize it. Picture this. It's trying to pick up a big ass sectional couch by yourself in one piece. Okay? That shit is dang near impossible to do. Like, you got all the you can't grab the guy arm because his arm too long. He's 6 feet, 6'6", 250 pounds. So not only that, he's heavy on top of it. And like I said, that's a problem in itself. This is why guys having so much problem with Drake London, because he's such a physical specimen. It's hard to get your hands on him. And then when you try to tackle him, he's not an easy guy to tackle. Like Kyle Pitts is not an easy guy to tackle. And I think people really need to understand, if the Atlanta Falcons are going to be the offense that we think they can be and make a playoff push, Kyle Pitts has to be a main part of what we're doing because of his physical gifts.
And now I'm gonna speak on something that people don't want to talk about. Y'all talk about his abilities. I'm gonna talk about the relationship he got with our new quarterback. He had a great time with Matt Ryan because, number one, he respected Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan already knew how to benefit from his physical attributes because he had one Julio Jones. Mike Penix has been tutored by Matt Ryan and Mike Vick. Matt Ryan will basically give him the keys on how to deal with big receivers. This is why you see in training camp, he's running with the wide receivers more so than the tight ends. Why? Because he's going to be what you call an anomaly tight end. He's going to be one that can block, that can draw off coverage, and that can run some routes. But you got to have a relationship with your quarterback. I don't care how good a tight end you are. Even Kelsey had to have a relationship with Mahomes. If not, it wouldn't work. Because the first thing you got to do is establishing a rapport. Second thing is you got to build trust. When you build trust, guess what Kyle Pitts does that he's not going to do with Kirk Cousins? He going to tell Mike, hey, Mike, I like it here, 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 and here. Mike said, okay, bet. I'm going to throw it to this space. You go get it. I'm going to throw it over here. You go get it. You come back to me. We'll sit down and be like, all right, bro, which one did you like the best? Well, I like this. I felt comfortable with this. Okay, bro, we're going to work on some more. And then what you hear is quarterbacks and some of their weapons have plays that not even the coordinator knows about. See, this is what y'all got to understand. Once you build that relationship with your quarterback, you think on a mindset that nobody else on the field knows about. So you can do things that teams can't prepare for. And this is why we keep harping on he had 6 quarterbacks. He didn't have enough time to build a rapport. He didn't have to build a rapport with Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan already knew based on his size. I know how he likes it. I'm just going to ask, hey, bro, how you like it? Oh, I like it up high. Matt Ryan will throw it to a spot. He'll go get it. He already got enough experience. Mike Penix don't have that yet, so they got to build a rapport. So that's why practicing outside of training camp and outside of OTAs and all that kind of stuff, it's better for them because now you get a familiarity of where this man's head is at. So you can anticipate what he's thinking. All y'all got to do is look at each other. It might be like, okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. Just go get in your position. Because our offensive line and all that's going to do their job. This is why I might keep harping on the fact that, bruh, you got to give him time if it's a new quarterback, if it's a new offensive coordinator, because they all got to get on one page. Once they get on one page, they unstoppable because they can make it up as they go.
And I think the biggest part about this, what you're saying, is that nobody's focusing on the offensive coordinator and Zach Robinson. Everybody's so focused on the players, but the real key of this offense and this team to go to another level, we need Zach Robinson to grow up as a play caller, grow up as a head coach, grow up to be in position to get himself a head coaching job. Because if he improves as a play caller, if he improves as a guy that help puts the game plan together, this offense is going to go to a whole nother level. And one of the things that I saw last year is that he was a little bit slow and hesitant to rely on that running game and rely a little bit too much on the passing game. If he does as a play caller, if he learns to recognize the signs of certain things not working, this offense is going to be damn near unstoppable. Why? It's because you got Bijan, Tyler Algier, but like I said, you got Drake London. You have to get the ball into your playmakers' hands when the time permits, and not just out here. Last year, what we saw with Kirk Cousins, we saw Kirk Cousins was a mess. But we was reluctant to get to the running game. Let's rely on Tyler Algier. If you want to preserve Bijan Robinson for a little bit more, look, Tyler Algier ain't gonna be here for the long run. For the most part, if he's looking for a bag, he's not gonna be here for the long run. So look, that's use the fuck out of Tyler Algier. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
save Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
Why? Because at the end of the day, what we need to do is make sure that our offense is always in a rhythm, and we can't neglect the fact when guys are struggling. We got to be able to get to the running game. If we need to run the ball more, we need to run more screens. We need to do it. If we need to throw the ball down the field, we need to do it. We don't need any hesitations for our offensive coordinator.
Yep. And see what y'all got to understand. If the coordinator is comfortable with the players and the players are comfortable with themselves, guess what happens? Like I said, if Zach Robinson know he can trust Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, even Nick Nash or any of them guys, if he knows he can trust them to do their job, like I said, when you get when you get the coaches like Andy Reid or, you know what I'm saying, John Harbaugh, whatever, when you get these coaches that really good at learning how to dismantle somebody's offense, guess what he can do? He can ad-lib. He can ad-lib. And ad-libbing in football is the most dangerous thing you can do because guess what? No matter how much preparation the defensive coordinator on the other side got, there's nothing all they can do is read and react and hope they react right. So with Mike Penix and Kyle Pitts being on par, and if Zach Robinson gets on par with the weapons that he have on his team and knowing who's the playmakers, you get to understand their habits. Now you can say, okay, we're gonna do this on 3rd and 1, or we're gonna do this on maybe 2nd and 5 if we happen to get backed up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now I can go in my bag and like some of these coordinators do, I can make up a play based off of what's being shown to me and what I know from my players. That's when you know your offense is unstoppable because now they can adapt to anything that comes at it. But if you got a quarterback that ain't really cool with a couple of the weapons, you can't open that playbook up and do nothing exotic. You guaranteed to get the ball going the other way. And that's what we saw. Zach Robinson couldn't be creative with that playbook because you couldn't trust Kirk Cousins to be on par with anybody.
And that right there is the thing right there. That's the key to all of this. When you can trust your players to do certain things as a play caller, you're more confident, and there literally is no hesitation. And I think that's the thing. Like the people, the fans of football, when I know I can get a certain thing out of a player, there's no hesitation for me to call that play. And the players feed off of that. The players feed off their confidence because they know their coach gonna find he's gonna call their favorite play. So as a player, look, we're not experimenting out there. We're not just running all these false routes. We're not running all these false routes and you know and running in circles. You know, the maybe hopefully get the ball, and that right there is the biggest thing from players. Players want to know if they're gonna get the ball or not.
Right.
Because if I'm not getting the ball, why am I out here? Why am I out here to begin with? So once you got that confidence as a play caller that I know that this person gonna be and he gonna make a play, if I call this, he gonna keep doing it. It's all about repetition. It's all about confidence.
Yeah. And what that does is then that trickles down to the other playmakers because it's like, guess what? Now you excited to get on the field and do your thing. Now you got Bijan and Tyler Algier on the sideline. Like, bro, I can't wait for us to get back in and do the run game. Man, you got Drake London like doing like what he did, taking the helmet off, roaring like a lion and stuff like that because now it's healthy competition because now everybody want to show what they're capable of. So it's a thing whereas you bring your best defense. You got the offense out there licking their chops like, oh, this about to be payday, right? We about to make these fools look like marbles. And that's what you want. Then that trickles over to the defense because the defense like, oh shit, this offense is putting up numbers. Let's help them get the ball back. So now they out there knocking the other team's offense all over into the stands and everything. That makes this entire Falcons team like bloodthirsty wolves when it comes to the game. And I'm gonna tell y'all something before we get off of here. Pay close attention to these training camps. because the Falcons are playing chess based on the teams that we're listening to and seeing in their training camps. We got a playoff game, first game of the season. So if you see certain players being held back, just know that's for a reason.
Yes.
If you see them on pup lists or whatever the case may be, just know that's for a reason. Because we're seeing players like Justin Fields get hurt. You know, I hope this young man gets better. We're seeing players like Caleb Williams getting sat down. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Because now we got to play a division rival game 1, and this is supposed to be the top division rival closest to us. Guess what we got to do? We got to play chess from here on out.
Yep. We got it, and that's what building a roster in its entirety. Having guys like Easton Stick that has started games before. He has experience at the quarterback because look, I know what a lot of injuries, and like I said, with Justin Fields, if you have not, be sure. All right, I want everybody right now to look at their notifications and see if it's set to default, because this is probably one of the main reasons why you're not getting, not only hours, but it's a problem growing on YouTube right now where a lot of the notifications aren't being sent out. So be sure to look at the subscription feed and set it to all. If you are not getting all of our live updates, whether it's video or the notifications for our live shows, be sure to check it out. All right, check it out, the subscription, and see if it's set to all. It's a major problem going around. Some of the biggest YouTube channels, they're not sending all of them out. So be sure to have that out. But like I said, we're gonna close it out and we're gonna do the show in about 4 hours and 30 minutes or so. Yeah. With the 6-man K-Style show, we're gonna go over that, but we appreciate everybody for joining us. And like I said, man, continue to support your boy here at Man Mike Sports. I actually got a few videos that I want to put out, and if you're a member of the Mad Mike membership, it's only $1.99 a month. All right, smoke a blunt a month with your boy Mad Mike. I will have that video available to the members. And like I said, I don't like to do predictions, but if you want predictions from me, that's why you need to hear that's why you need to subscribe to the Mad Mike membership. Like I said, it's $1.99 a month. That's all, to get exclusive content of my predictions and some more close one-on-one takes. I will be completely honest in every way, shape, or form. All right, any fashion you want when it comes down to certain topics, but I only available at the Mad Mike membership. Warren, you got anything else before we close it?
Hey man, listen, Friday, ATL Sports Endgame. We're gonna go over what we got this week. Also, is going to be the preview to the training camp. We will be there on Saturday early. So if you guys want to hang out with us, get a chance to meet your favorite content creator out of the Unholy Alliance, make sure you are there with us. Like I said, we appreciate you guys for always tuning in, always supporting us and everything. I appreciate y'all for helping me get over the 200 mark. Next goal is 300. But listen, man, keep your eyes peeled and know your team is playing chess, not checkers. We appreciate y'all for jumping on this Mad Mike rant. Mad Mike, what else you got, bro?
That's all I got to say about that, man. And that right there is the bottom line, because Mad Mike said so. Peace.
Later.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The Unholy Alliance has arrived.